Yo, what's good, guys? So in this video, I'm going to go over all the trades that we took last week, and I recorded this video yesterday, and I recorded the entire thing on OBS with my camera literally like right in the middle like this, and I got all the way through the entire recording, and then I realized this. So here I am. Let's go ahead and shrink my big mug down so I'm not covering everything this time ahead of time. But guys, I'm basically going to go over, like I said, every single trade that we took this last week. We took, what did we take? I think it was 5 Forex trades. And then we took, obviously, a trade every single day throughout the week on S&P 500. A couple of the days we took more than one trade. And everything was called out in the Discord. So, I'm going to be scrolling through the Discord so you guys can see how, everything was called out in the Discord. And then also, it's going to help me kind of remember, like, as I'm going through it, because I haven't marked up anything on S&P 500 other than I marked up market open from each day. So I want to go on TradingView. I want to look through and mark up with you guys every single trade that we took on S&P 500, why we took the trade that we took, my thought process behind every position that we took, winning and losing trades. And then I'm going to show you guys the Forex trades at the end, because those should be a little bit quicker. But yeah, man, that's the plan. And if you guys like these videos, then I'll be able to, I'll do more of these every single week if these are helpful for you guys, as I get feedback on this, guys. Not sure how long this is going to be. I'm going to try to go through it as quickly as I can. But bear with me, because like I said, I'm going to have to go through and, literally mark up each position that we took as, as they happen. So let's just get right into it. So looking at the Discord here, guys, just to recap how we did this week. This is how we did on S&P 500 specifically. We'll start here, and then we'll go over to Forex at the end. But Monday we took 1 L. Tuesday, 2 take profits were hit. Wednesday we took 2 trades, 1 stop loss, and 3 TPs. Thursday, 2 TPs. Friday, 1 stop loss, for a total of 3 stop losses hit and 7 take profits hit. And if you wanted a little bit different of a breakdown, we had a net loss of 6 points on Monday, net gain of 11 points Tuesday, net gain of 7 points Wednesday, 10 points Thursday, minus 3 points on Friday, and that gives us a net total gain of 19 points, or 190 pips, on S&P 500 throughout the course of last week. And then if you add in our Forex pip count onto that, it's 312, which I'll get into that in just a second. But if we just scroll all the way to the top, guys, Monday Monday is the first day that we traded, obviously. What is that, the 27th? So we got to go up here. 28th and then 27th. Here we go. Yeah, so, just from what I remember, Monday we took a loss, and it was because I was being really picky about the entry point that I was waiting to see. I wanted to see a buy-side level of liquidity swept that never got swept, so I ended up missing out on the sell opportunities, essentially, which I'll show you guys how that actually ended up happening. Where are we at here? All right, 327. Come on. Where's the top of this thing? Here we go. All right, and before we get into this, actually, this is the news over the course of this last week just on USD. So Monday we had nothing. It was clean. No high or medium impact news. Tuesday we did have news at 9 a.m. Central, so 30 minutes into market open. Wednesday, 30 minutes into market open, we had medium impact news. Thursday, we had high impact news an hour before market open. And then we had news later in the afternoon. But and then Friday, we had news again an hour before market open, 15 minutes into market open, and then 30 minutes into market open. And yeah, we took a loss Friday, and then we came out ahead Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and took a loss on Monday. So that's how we did this last week. And then just going back here. Okay, yeah. So March 27th, Monday. Here I am 10 minutes before market open, and I'm in Central Time, guys. So everything that you'll see here is going to be based on that, which is an hour behind New York Eastern Time. So that's why you'll see these timestamps the way that they are. So bullish bias as of right now. We did sweep buy-side liquidity prior to market open. However, I'm open to sells if we get a setup after 409 buy-side is taken out. So you guys can see here, this is the screenshot that I sent. This is on the 1 hour chart. Buy side right here at 4,009. Sell side right here at 3,969, almost 3,970. And if we jump back over to the chart, so this is the 1 hour chart. I just have market open marked for each of these. And then for a couple of them, I have another line at news if we waited for news. before taking any trades. But just to show you guys, for example, what I was looking at here on that trade. So I had this buy side liquidity marked up. I'm gonna go ahead and change the song. I don't know if you guys can even hear the music or not, but yeah, there we go. So buy side liquidity right here at 4,009. Sell side liquidity right here. And then we can actually jump into bar replay mode as well and analyze this and play it out live. So, or play it out and go through like what we were looking at as market was playing out, right? So dropping down here to 15-minute time frame. Remember, we had no news on Monday. And if we go back, so I'm bullish buy sides right now, but we swept buy side liquidity. And I wanted to see one more level of buy side liquidity be taken out. I said, would love to see a move down at open to sweep sell side liquidity on the M5, M15 for us to get long and fill the wick from FOMC from last Wednesday, right? So if we jump back to the 1 hour, this is that wick that I'm referring to. This was the wick from the Wednesday prior. And, you know, big wicks like this, for those of you that have been trading for a while, you probably already know this, but more often than not, when you see large wicks like this, usually they end up getting filled or taken. And if they don't get taken fully, they at least usually get filled to about 50%, or what some people call that consequent encroachment on this. But for sure, this is a magnet for price. Price, more likely than not, at some point is going to get back in and fill this wick partially, if not fully, right? So that's kind of what I was wanting to see, dropping back down here to the lower time frames. Let's just get all the way up to market open. So here we are, 5 minutes before market open. And basically what I was hoping to see was either we push up, grab this 409, and then we can sell off from here. Obviously this buy side liquidity was already being swept pre-market. And then otherwise what I wanted to see was, you know, these lows potentially get taken, this sell side liquidity, and then we could obviously, you know, get long from there, right? But if we just go back, look at the Discord, because like I said, I don't really remember exactly how this all played out step by step. But here's how we had it marked up. So 8:32, 2 minutes into market open now. For buys, I want to see us get down to equilibrium first. Okay, so on the 5-minute chart, I had that sell side liquidity marked up, but then I also marked up this equilibrium. So for equilibrium, you can either use your fib or you can use a gone box. Doesn't really matter which one you use, but it's basically just 50% of the range. So what I do is I grab just a horizontal ray, go right to the 50%, boom. I have a template saved for equilibrium, and then you can go ahead and actually just delete the fib to keep your chart clean. So this is equilibrium right here. I wanted to see price come down, at least tap into equilibrium before, you know, getting long, and then ideally we'd get below equilibrium, sweep this sell side liquidity before trying to, you know, get in for longs basically. So here's how we end up playing out. So we drop down to the 1 minute, and just so we can stay on pace here with the way everything was called out, just watching price play out here. Okay, just noticed the fair value gap, great. And I said we did sweep this buy side from pre-market. Okay, so check this out. This is what happened. You can mark this buy side because now we're down to the 1 minute chart. Pre-market price came all the way up here, and then obviously swept previous buy side liquidity, and this was now our new high put in before pre-market. And basically, just to fast forward to get us up to par here, if we play this out, this is that fair value gap that I was referring to. Didn't play this at all. Just waiting, and then price comes up here, and we sweep this buy side liquidity, right? So we sweep this buy side liquidity, and what I should have done in hindsight is I should have been willing to play this move right here. So we got the sweep of buy side liquidity, and you would have been tracking this low for your break of structure. And if you guys are new to the strategy or new to the content, basically when you're waiting for a break of structure, all that means on the 1 minute chart is we want to see a sweep of buy side or sell side liquidity, so a high or a low get taken, and then we're waiting for a break of structure, which just means a low in this example gets put in, right? Because we got a down close candle followed by an up close candle. So this is our most recent low on the 1 minute time frame. We would want to see a candle close below, not wick past this, right? We want to see a candle get below this level and then close. That's considered a break of structure, and that's where we would actually take our entries from. So just so we can play this out and then obviously review the way it was called out in the Discord. This is how we should have played this. And I believe that there were a lot of people that do trade the strategy that did take this trade. And you could have targeted this equilibrium. You could have targeted, sell side liquidity levels down here for like, larger take profit levels. But for like TP1, really easy. You could have targeted, like, for example, this order block. And this order block was literally right in the middle of this fair value gap. So that could have been a TP, right? That could have been like a TP1. That's over a 1-to-1, risk to reward. But let's just see if it ended up giving an entry point right here. So let's see here. All right, great. So your low actually changes right here because we got another down close candle followed by an up close candle. So boom, we have actually a new low that was put in right here. So we could actually change this, track the new low, and we could put our stop above this high. Play this out again. I believe our break of structure, if I remember right, it was actually pretty large. Like it pushed quite a bit past. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, great. So it pushed past, but then it came and it closed below. You guys see how it closed below that level? That's where you take the entry from, right? So you take the entry there, and then from here, price ends up pushing. We hit TP1 at take profit 1. You can manage it however you would like. What I usually do most of the time is I'm taking off around 50% of my position, and then I'm moving stop loss to break even. So once, take profit is hit, you can just remove your risk, put your stop loss right at your entry, and then ride it out. And then for, further TP levels, this could have been TP2 right here. This equilibrium could be TP3. And then if you had, extended TPs, they could be these levels of, sell side liquidity, right? So just to show you guys how this would have played out or how it did play out for those that did take it. We push down, we hit TP2, shave off another partial profit, whether it's another 50%, a third, like whatever you guys want to take off, that's totally up to you and your plan, right? Play this out even further, equilibrium, and then sell side liquidity, starts getting taken down here. Okay, so, at this point, if you were in these cells, you're probably pretty much out of the position for here. Right here, you definitely are out of the position at this point, right? So, that would have been an amazing trade. And like I said, that's the trade that I didn't take. And the reason that I didn't take that trade is simply because I was waiting for 409 buy side to be taken first. And if I didn't get that buy side, I was going to miss out on the move, which I did. But however, in the Discord, I'm just, going over, I'm just, monitoring price as it's playing out. Curious, did anyone play this? I said we swept buy side pre-market and now possibly breaking structure. This is like as that break of structure was taking place. I said if this drops from here, I'll be missing out. Up to you if you personally want to take it. Waiting for 409 before selling, but always a chance we don't make it there, right? So I'm very aware of what's going on. I'm not like, seeing this play out in hindsight and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, look what we could have taken, guys. Like, no, I'm talking through everything as it's playing out, and I'm making a conscious decision. I'm not taking the trade because I don't know why. I was in Orlando. We were coming back, getting ready to travel back from convention, so maybe that had something to do with it. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I felt like being picky. And I wanted to see 409 buy side get taken out. So that was just my thought process, that morning. And then obviously I'm sending the screenshot just showing like how, the setup would be going if we would have taken that trade. And I just said, curious, did anyone play this? I'm not in anything at the moment. One guy said I played it, was feeling greedy this morning. Almost did, but did not pull the trigger. This guy played it as well. Some people caught it basically because they understand the strategy. A couple people didn't take it because I didn't take it. Totally understandable. I didn't take it as well, right? So it's all good. And then just to get to where we actually started to take our trades. So we took 2 trades Monday, okay? And then one of them got stopped out at break even without any take profits being hit. And then the second one we took a loss, right? So we'll get into both of those here and just show you guys what my thought process was. Because remember, we were bullish with our buys coming into market open. So I was okay with taking buys, right? I just wanted to see, these levels get taken before entertaining any sort of opportunities. So let's just clean up our chart a little bit. Let's go ahead and delete this line right here. So this is where we started looking for opportunities. Okay, so first thing is first, if I remember correct, just so you guys understand, I'll show you guys this in the Discord as well. I had these levels marked up as well. So basically right here, we have a 15-minute fair value gap, right? So this actually got tapped into right here as well. It got tapped into as well when price ran this sell side liquidity right here on the 15-minute chart. And then if we drop down to the 3-minute, there was actually a little bit of confluence with another fair value gap right here, right? And you guys, if you understand, the concepts, you guys can see that right here, right? So you actually get an overlapping, higher time, a little bit higher time frame, and then lower time frame fair value gaps. So just marking this all up and annotating it, keeping an eye on everything as price is playing out. We can drop back down to the 1 minute time frame and look at how we called this out. So basically we came down, we swept that sell side liquidity. Now we can start looking for buys, tracking this high right here. So that's this high right here, right? We're below equilibrium at this point as well. So now we're in, we are in discounted price range. So we can actually expect or anticipate that big money will step in and want to, participate in potential long opportunities, right? So we play this out. Price continues to push through, and then this would be where we are tracking a new low, right? Because we push through, we down close candle, up close candle. As long as this next candle closes, there we go. So this would have been the new low right here, or the new high, I'm sorry, that we were tracking, right? So now we want to wait for a break of structure. We've tapped into this fair value gap, pushed up, and here's our new low or new high that we're tracking. Just playing this out. And I don't believe I changed the low or the high that we're tracking, right? So tracking that high, new high right there. Okay, we kept pushing down actually. Great. So now we're tracking this high right here. Pushing down even further. Okay. Boom. So this would have actually been our entry point right here. And it doesn't even matter if you were tracking this high or you're tracking this high. Either way, both got closed. But let's look and see what I said. I was okay with it pushing down because we're getting deeper into that fair value gap. Gave break of structure, stop below the low. So this was the high that we were tracking. So we go back, mark that up. There was this high right here that we were tracking, got closed above, right? So this was our entry point. Right at the close of that candle. Stop below this low, which it already is. And then for take profits, I believe I was aiming for, swinging price all the way up here. But for TP1, I believe we did TP1 right here. We'll go back and double check this. TP1 right here, this high. TP2, this high. And then TP3, this high. Right? So here's how we play this out. So price, just make sure we get this right. So we're in right here, right? But we got a fair value gap that gets left behind as well on this next candle. So even if you didn't catch the break of structure entry and you wanted to wait for a pullback to this fair value gap, you could have caught an entry doing that as well, because price pulls back into that fair value gap. That could have been an entry point. Very tight stop loss. If you would have got that, that would have been literally like 2 or 3 points. But then price pushes up a little bit into profit, right? So we're making our way up, looking good. We can delete this equilibrium so it looks a little bit nicer. And then price, once it has a down close candle, because we tap into this order block, there was a down close candle right here. And then this is where I end up, this is where I end up actually saying, let's go stop to break even. So I said, I'm removing risk because I got a good fill. Damn, got me out of BE. This is where I sent out the TP levels. And then as price was coming up here and starts rejecting off this order block, that was when I said, you guys can see 958. I'm removing risk because I got a good fill. Damn, got me out of break even. I'm going to see what we do here, right? So giving away obviously what happened, but price runs down and then ends up hitting stop loss, or what would have been stop loss, but we were stopped out at break even. We can delete this, but now we're tapping into both of these fair value gaps, right? So I'm still liking this, and this is where I called out another setup. So all right, so we're in that fair value gap, and once we tapped into that fair value gap, I started tracking highs again for a break of structure for us to take an entry. So started tracking this high initially. And then started tracking this high. Let's get it right there. Price pushing. Waiting for a break of structure, right? Waiting for a candle closure above, unless we get a new high to form. Price continuing to push. All right, tracking new high right here. Waiting for just a candle closure above there to take the entry. So boom, there you go. This was our entry point. Again, I'll show you guys all this in the Discord. And then TP1, I believe, was right here for us. We'll double check this. TP2, we kept the same. TP3, and then obviously we just kept this buy side liquidity. I was trying to target this buy side liquidity this entire day, but basically price gives us, I believe, a little bit of profit, right? So we're in profit here, but ultimately doesn't play out in our favor. We end up getting stopped out. So here we go, just showing you guys the way it was called out in the Discord. So boom, it's tracking this high right here, waiting for break of structure, right? Just waiting, break of structure, check. So boom, got the entry point, and obviously you guys saw how it played out. But that's how we ended up, playing out Monday. Took a loss on Monday, all good. So started off the week down, but we can go ahead and actually delete this stuff. I believe later in the day, price did make a run to the upside from this point. So, our bias was sort of correct, but ultimately, we didn't time it correctly. But price did end up pushing higher. The rest of the day, I believe you could have hit a couple take profits if you just were persistent on playing something. But all good either way. Let's go ahead and delete this, clean this up, move on to Tuesday. I'm not a fan of this music right now. All right. I'll take control here. All right, let's go ahead and jump over to Tuesday. So we got two lines here on Tuesday. So basically all that means is we waited for news. So we waited for news. And notice that 409 buy side still hasn't been hit yet. We have sell side right here. Let's fast forward to Tuesday in the Discord. All right, so Monday night said news to watch for tomorrow. We have news at 9 a.m., 30 minutes into market open. So here I am, pre-market, just saying bearish structure on the H1 and H4. Waiting until after news to look for a setup. So news release 30 minutes into market open, but sent out these levels on the 15-minute time frame, well into pre-market. Just monitoring price, looking at it, and just telling everybody I'm not looking for a setup until we get to the news release 30 minutes into market open, right? So if we fast forward to that, drop down to the 5-minute time frame so we can get caught up here. I believe this sell side got taken. Yeah, it did. Got taken during opening bell. And then if we get right to pre-news here. All right, so news release. And this is how we close. So the screenshot that I sent in the Discord. Let's go ahead and delete this. We don't need this anymore. This is where I sent in the Discord, right? Looking at this, buy side right above, sell side right below, buy side, a little higher up. So we can mark these levels out. Buy side right here. I'm sorry, sell side right there, buy side right here. Buy side up here. And then buy side, obviously, even higher up. So buy side. All right, cool. News release was bullish for DXY, bearish for indices. So we had a bearish bias with the news release at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. And this is where we ended up tracking. We started tracking lows. So drop down to the 1 minute time frame here. This buy side gets taken. Buy side got taken. This is the low that I'm beginning to track. Break structure right there. We can go ahead and delete this buy side, keep our chart clean. But now we're waiting for a potential sell, right? So waiting, see if we track a new low here. All right, so I believe we moved to this low, started tracking this low. Yep, new low right here. And then for TP1, targeting this wick. TP2, I believe we were just targeting this sell side. Oh no, we were targeting that order block. Right here for TP2. And then TP3, must have been down here farther, but all right, waiting for the break of structure here for the entry point, guys. Tracking new low right here. Waiting for a break of structure. So boom, here's the break of structure, and now this looks like a really long. You know, distance from where we were anticipating the break of structure to where we actually got the break of structure. So this could have scared some people into not entering, but we did enter right off that break of structure. And the reason why is because this stop loss was still only 5 points. Still only 5 points, so not a big stop loss whatsoever. What I did, though, is I deleted this take profit, and I made take profit 1 the close of this fair value gap. And you guys can see this. There's a fair value gap right here. TP1 was up here because the risk reward would have made sense, right? If we look at this, I'll show you guys. So we got the break of structure. This was our TP1 right here. And I'll admit the TP1, I'm usually not even looking to, you know, make TP1 a negative risk to reward. But this was a day where, you know, I ended up doing that, right? Risk to reward was literally less than a 1-to-1. Not ideal. And not something that, you know, is done often whatsoever. But just sending this out, this is where we started off. And then I sent, you know, other TPs from this level, right? So I said TP1 was hit, TP2 was hit, and basically that people could leave a runner if they would like to. So I believe, let's see here, targeted this low, I believe, for TP3 on the 15-minute time frame. Not that it really matters because price didn't get there, just in hindsight. But just to show you guys how this plays out and how we would have managed this, or we did manage this. Price runs down. We hit take profit 1. So take profit 1 gets hit. At this point, you're moving stop loss to break even. You're taking off at least, you know, about half or a third or whatever you're comfortable with. I'm taking off half my position usually at TP1. And then here's TP2. TP2 gets hit, taking off another half for me or a third, whatever you want to do. Didn't roll stop loss forward yet. And then basically just hanging onto the trade. And let me see if we move stop loss. I don't think we trailed stop loss at all. Nope, didn't trail stop loss at all, but price does come back and stops us out at break even right there. Boom. So we were stopped out at break even right there. Take profit 1, take profit 2 hit. Good day. Tuesday out of the market at that point for SPX. Go ahead and delete these levels. Let's go ahead and jump over to Wednesday. All right, getting into Wednesday. Finally, that 409 buy side was starting to get swept pre-market. Let's fast forward to Wednesday in the Discord. All right, so right at market open and news Wednesday. We did have news 30 minutes into market open. Okay, I remember what happened Wednesday. So I told people Wednesday that I wanted to wait for news, and then I ended up contradicting myself and ended up taking a trade before that. So let's get into it. 15-minute time frame. right? Pre-market, here you could be marking up your levels of liquidity. Here's sell side liquidity right here. And I mean, we're literally ripping to the upside. We're taking out, we took this out in this candle, pre-market in the 15-minute time frame. But just looking at this, bullish today on SPX, someone asked, and I said, yeah, just want to send that. We've been sweeping buy side liquidity though, so I'm pretty 50-50 monitoring it. But might be waiting for news release 30 minutes in to market open. So you guys can see here how I did not stick to my plan. So basically market opens up, we get this massive rip to the downside, and then essentially we leave behind this fair value gap on the 1 minute time frame because we were already sweeping buy side liquidity, and then price had this violent reaction to the downside, leaving behind this fair value gap. And I'm like, okay, I'll play this. And I was kind of anticipating that maybe news would release and, you know, really send us to the downside and put us just deeper into profit or hit all of our take profit levels. So this was actually the setup that I gave. Super tight stop, literally 3 points, which was another reason that I was comfortable with it. You know, TPs, I believe TP was like equilibrium in here. If not these lows, you know, you could have targeted this fair value gap. This low could have been your ultimate take profit. Obviously, it doesn't really matter because here's what happens. So price comes back, picks us up. We get a little bit of profit, and then ultimately got stopped out. So that's how that trade played out. And then, you know, at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm just waiting for the news release, right? So, you know, I'm showing this pre-news. This is, you know, how this all played out. Let's go ahead and mark actually the 9 o'clock news release right there. Let's get over to it. So news comes out. This is what we had to work with between market open and news release. So, you know, obviously not ideal market conditions whatsoever, but marking up levels of buy side and sell side liquidity now. So buy side liquidity right here, sell side liquidity, you know, you could track these lows and just wait and see what we're going to get. So price comes up, we sweep buy side liquidity, and now we can start looking for selling opportunities. So here's how we ended up playing this, right? So we didn't get a clean break of structure necessarily. This is a break of structure right here if you were going to track this low, right? So you could enter right off the close of this candle if you want. What I did is I waited for another fair value gap entry. We were given this fair value gap, and then when price pulled back into this fair value gap, this was our entry point. So boom, price comes up and actually closes inside that fair value gap on the next candle. And my entry was right in the middle or so of this fair value gap. So just showing you guys where it was called out. So here we go, news release, bullish for dollar, bearish for SPX, right? So that added to our bias. So I said, if we get a fair value gap to form here, I'm open to another short attempt. I said that literally after this candle closed. So if this candle closed and gave us a fair value gap, I was willing to short. So that happened, boom, sent this. As I literally went to go send the chart, it pushed up right into there. And then my entry came literally like right here or so. And then stop loss, obviously right above the high. Let's look where TP1 was set for us. Yeah, TP1, I targeted these lows. So boom, this was TP1 right here. A little over a 1-to-1. And I believe this was, I don't know if that was final take profit. No, there was one take profit below there. But here we go. Take profit 3 was right below or right above this fair value gap. So TP1, TP2, TP3. And then this is how that trade played out. TP1 got hit. At that point, obviously removing your risk. Stop to break even, right? Take profit 2. And then I don't believe take profit 3 got hit. That was how close we got to take profit 3 though. Really, really close to take profit 3. But at this point, I want to say we trailed our stop loss to here, right above this high. So we're already out in profit at this point. 2 take profits, out in profit. At that point, I'll show you guys where I said trail stop loss. So I said trailing stop loss above recent high when price was down here. So this is where our stop loss was moved up to. So 2 take profits with a little bit of extra getting stopped out in profit like that. And then we're out for Wednesday, right? So Wednesday, another good day. Tuesday, Wednesday, looking good. Now we've got Thursday and Friday yet to go over. Let's go ahead and jump out to the 30-minute. Let's get over to Thursday now. And for those of you guys that are wondering, these yellow parallel channels on my chart, these are just new week opening gaps. All right, great. So here we are, Thursday. Arms falling asleep. All right, Thursday, March 30th. 4 minutes before market open, saying bullish bias on the 1 hour time frame. Okay. So bullish bias for me on the 1 hour until we get to 40.61 buy side, fair value gap right above. Just so you guys can see what I sent. This is the 1 hour chart. And we can scale out to the 1 hour chart, show you guys exactly what I saw. So basically, remember I said this wick? I wanted to see this wick get filled. Well, here we got that. Boom. Price literally ran up, into Thursday pre-market and did exactly that. Took this wick. And we're looking at, I was talking about this high right here, 40.61 buy side. And there was a fair value gap, a 1 hour fair value gap right above it. I'm not going to mark it, but you guys can see this is where that fair value gap was, right? All right, so let's drop back down. See what else I sent. All right, so this was the 5 minute time frame, and I'm basically just annotating what I am anticipating for setups, right? So either we sweep these levels of sell side liquidity, maybe tap into this new week opening gap, and then we can go long and target that buy side, target that fair value gap, and hold from there. Or we could sweep this sell side or this buy side, hit that fair value gap, and then look for sells, and then we could target these levels of sell side liquidity for take profits. So that's what I'm anticipating. And here's how it ended up playing out. Kind of a similar situation to Monday in the sense of we dropped down to the 1 minute time frame. Actually ended up kind of missing a potential trade. But if I remember right, the risk to reward wouldn't have made sense anyway. So let's actually look at this. So here we go. Market opens up. Let me see where we're at here. So this is not till 9. Do we have news at 9 Thursday? No news at 9 Thursday, but we had unemployment claims and final GDP release an hour before market open. But we didn't get a trade until 9. Until after 9, actually. So here's what ended up happening. We'll just mark this out. And this is what I didn't trade. So this was buy side liquidity, right? And this ends up getting taken, but we didn't take a trade off it because I was waiting for 40.61. I wanted to see 40.61 get taken, or I wanted to see this sell side get taken, or this sell side get taken before looking for longs. If we sweep this and get a break of structure, I'm willing to go long. If we sweep this and get a break of structure, I'm willing to go short. Not here, right up here actually. Sorry. But just annotating this, as price is playing out, we get a push to the upside, we sweep buy side liquidity, right? So just to show you guys where we're at, this is what I sent. And I literally didn't say anything from this point. I literally just said we're stuck in a 5 point range since open, right? Price hasn't really picked a direction yet. Probably because price ran over London session. Probably shouldn't have even been trading AM session most likely, and should have waited for PM session, but all good. These are the trades that we took. So this is where you could have been looking to get short, right? We swept buy side here. I was waiting for buy side to be swept up here, so I wasn't participating. But if you were waiting for it, you could have entered here, right? Your risk to reward wouldn't have been amazing, but nevertheless, price pushes down, and we sweep this this sell side liquidity. Okay, so now I'm willing to begin looking for longs once we get a high to form. So okay, great. Tracking this high for break of structure. I think we ended up pushing right through it though, right? Yeah, so price ends up pushing even lower. Delete this. Delete this. Great. So just to show you guys the Discord, price pushes through that, tap into the new week opening gap, and then we get a bullish close after that new week opening gap on the next candle. Right? Oh no, we didn't. We got a doji. So this was the setup that I sent out. Right here, tracking this high. Where are we at? There we go. So tracking this high right here. Set up the position, the one that we're anticipating at least. And while you're waiting for breaks of structure, guys, if new lows are being put in, you're just, you know, adjusting your stop loss accordingly, right? You're always wanting your stop loss to be below the low or above the high that swept liquidity. So let's see what we end up getting here. So boom, that was our break of structure. Stop loss below this low. You could enter right here if you want. You could wait for a pullback to the order block since it's not a super far break of structure. Enter right off the rip. And then take profit 1. Let's go look where take profit 1 was. So TP1 was targeting that high right there. So that's TP1, literally at about like a 1-to-1 risk reward. TP2 was this order block. And then TP3, since this got, we can delete that. TP3 was either this high, or you could have used this buy side liquidity. Let's just say, I believe this was the level that I actually sent out, was that high right there. But playing this out, price did pull back, tap into the order block if you wanted to get a little bit better of an entry. Not that big of a deal either way. But we hit TP1, remove our risk, take partial profits. TP2 got hit, partial again. And then from this point, we were stopped out right there because we moved our stop loss a little bit into profit right here. I'll show you guys. Trailed our stop loss. I said trailing stop to 40.49. So if we mark that up, 40.49. Well, it was right below these lows right here. Great. So right here we got stopped out in profit, a little bit more extra, nothing crazy. But there we go. So that's Thursday, right? 2 more take profits hit. Good day. And then the last day, Friday, which is the day that we took a loss. So let's go ahead and clean up the chart. Jump out to the 30. Let's get all the way over there. Price, second half of the week is crazy. S&P 500 literally just kept running up. But I did say I wanted to wait for news on Friday. We had news 15 minutes into open and 30 minutes into open. Friday news, right? So here I'm saying, let's see here. I said, where we at? I'm just going to chill for the first probably 30 minutes of market open, guys. News 15 minutes in. I was incorrect on this. FOMC member speaking 30 minutes in. Tyler corrected me. Consumer sentiment at 9 a.m. So yeah, either way, I was sitting out 30 minutes. And then, you know, just as price is playing out, just again, giving my annotations. And I still had this buy side marked up. Let's scroll up here. I might have missed something. Nope. Looks like I did have buy side marked up on like the 1 hour though, if I recall. Yeah, so this was the buy side that I had marked up on the 1 hour time frame. Buy side liquidity. Let's go ahead and actually just get this right on the dot. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. There we go. So this is the buy side. Let's drop down to the 5 minute. Let's get us all the way to news release. Here's that buy side right up here. All right, so here we are, 9:04, right? So I said set up based on our rules happening right now, but I'm going to sit this one out. I'm okay with it if we miss the move from here. And I deleted, there was a new week opening gap, an old one that was right up here that price was starting to reject off of as well. But let's get to the news. So price runs up. We sweep buy side liquidity with the news. And then this could have been where you taken an entry from, right? You could have, but we did not. I said, this setup is happening right now. But I'm just going to sit on my hands and not take it. Take it if you wish, but I'm opting to hold off for 40.78 buy side personally. So this is actually one of the days where holding off for buy side saved me from taking an unnecessary loss. Because had you played this would have been your entry point right at the close of that candle. Stop above the high. You know, TP1. I don't know. You could target that low. You could target this low. Take profit 1 maybe. This low doesn't really make sense. Maybe you target this fair value gap as a TP1. but like we'll just mark that up. We'll just mark that up as like a potential what would have been TP1. It doesn't matter because we didn't take this trade, but you guys can see like what happens. Price chops like it was doing, and boom, that's where you would have been stopped out. So great, we avoided an unnecessary loss. Great. Waiting for that buy side, boom, price takes out that buy side liquidity, and now we're tracking lows. Waiting for a break of structure for the entry point. Tracking it right here. See if we get a new low to form, which we do right here. Now we're tracking this low for our entry point. There we go. There's the break of structure. This was our trade. Enter right there. And then super tight stop. Look at this, guys. Literally less than 3 points. And you always want to account for spread. I'm usually adding about a point or just under a point to that trade to account for spread. Take profit one, these lows. Take profit one, these lows. And then take profit two. Not that it makes all that much of a difference because it doesn't ever get down here. This could have been, this order block could have been TP3, or you could have been targeting this low, right? So just to show you guys how it plays out, get a little bit of profit here. Price comes back. Stop loss hit. So, and then price just literally ran from that point. Bulls were definitely in control later in the week. So that's how we did SPX, guys. So just to review, this is, again, how we finished off. 1 stop loss Monday, 2 take profits Tuesday, 3 TPs, 1 stop loss, 2 TPs, 1 stop loss. So that was all the trades for SP 500 this last week. And then just really quickly to cover the Forex trades, I'll show you guys each one that was called out. First, I'm going to show you guys all the ones that were called out in here. And then I'll show you guys all of them on the chart. So the only one I won't show you on the chart is GJ. These are the 2 trades that lost this week. This was one of the GJ trades that ends up losing. I'll show you guys that. And then there was one other one as well. But we'll start off on Monday with USD CAD. So this was the trade that I sent out right here. So basically what we're looking at here is on the 1 hour time frame, we have a weekly low down here, a weekly high up here. However, this last 1 hour candle, this last down move before the up move that broke structure right here, swept this liquidity. And then we ran up and broke structure to the upside. So I was willing to play this order block as our buy limit entry point. And this was actually, guys, the first strategy that ever helped me become profitable or consistent trading, was looking for order block candles that have done these things. Either the order block candles have swept liquidity, or they fill an imbalance, or there's an imbalance inside of that candle. Whatever the case is, there's a couple different, IC candles that are high probability. And this is, IC stands for institutional candle, by the way. But basically, yeah, this was the trade that I was willing to take, and not waiting for the weekly level to get swept first. So this is what I sent out. You could enter right at the open. You could enter at the 50% of that candle. Totally, kind of up to you how you want to play that. My entry came just a tad below the open, so that's where my entry was at. And let's go over here to the chart, guys, just to show you. Go to the 1 hour time frame. This is how it played out. So price came down, doesn't get to stop loss, but it did get, pretty close. And then London session literally rips. We ripped to TP1, take off, a third, a half, whatever you want to do, and then move your stop loss to break even. Got stopped out at break even when price came back. And then obviously we sold off from there. And then after this weekly low got taken, it still never came back. Price just kept dropping, right? So that was USD CAD. And just to show you guys, USD CAD playing out in the Discord, keeping everybody updated. TP1, 33 to 40 pips, depending on your entry. And then Euro GBP, buy limit. This was the second trade that I called out. And it was that same day, I believe, that I called that out. So let's go over to Euro GBP. Here's that trade. I called it out on the 30-minute time frame. And it wasn't a clean, necessarily, trade in the sense of, it took us a long time to be really patient. But basically, we swept these lows, right? Swept all the liquidity. Price runs up. We get a break structure. We leave behind a fair value gap. I'm using this order block as the the entry point. I believe the order block that I'm using is on the 1 hour. Yeah, so order block, fair value gap, and take profit one's this high, take profit two's this high, and then ultimate take profit was the previous weekly high. So here's how we ended up playing out. Price runs up, doesn't hit TP1, comes all the way back. Or no, we weren't in the trade yet. Sorry, we entered the trade here. Price runs up, almost hits TP1 here, almost hits TP1 here. Next candle hits TP1, great. Remove our stop to break even. And then basically the whole next day comes, and this is now into Wednesday, right? So now into Wednesday, we're just hovering at TP1. Keep in mind, this is the 1 hour time frame, guys. I said, let's trail our stop loss to below this low, right? So that's where we put it. And then boom, price runs down over Thursday morning London session, gets us out in profit. Great. So TP1 out in profit. Even if our stop loss was at break even, we would have been stopped out at break even anyway. So it doesn't matter that we trailed our stop loss. And then price runs up to what would have been take profit 2. And obviously is literally just still hovering back down in this range. But this is the trade that was called out, right? And then, you know, people are saying EJ has hit the entry, right? And then just to get over to right here. So we moved stop loss to break even before we got to take profit 1. But then take profit 1 got hit anyway. So take profit 1 got hit. Boom, great. And then this was our first losing trade on GBP JPY. So I'll just walk you guys through quick. I don't have it marked up on TradingView anymore. But basically we swept a weekly high, and then we got a breakdown in price. This is the 5-minute time frame. And we had sweep of liquidity, break of structure right here, another break of structure right here. We still have this fair value gap right here. So my idea was that price would come up, sweep this liquidity, fill this fair value gap, give us the entry point, stop above the high, and we'd ride this thing down for a huge gain, right? That was the idea. Obviously it didn't end up working out that way. This is how it worked out. It just chopped around at that level for a while, and then ends up stopping us out. All good. So that was our first loss for Forex on GJ. And then I said, okay, I'm going to wait for the 1 hour to give us a break of structure to enter GJ again. So I played GJ twice this week. Both of them were a loss. So this was the setup that I sent out on the 1 hour time frame now. And we swept weekly high, and then waiting for this break of structure, candle close below this low, and then pull back to this fair value gap on the 1 hour time frame, stop above the high for our next entry point. So here I am, GJ confirmed break of structure. Here I am showing the break of structure, close below, waiting on that entry point, right? And then basically that played out over the next London session, and then woke up to stop loss being hit on GJ. So it really didn't respect that fair value gap whatsoever, just was going to push higher, all good. So those were our 2 losses at this point in the week. 2 losses on GJ, and then Euro GBP, USD CAD, both take profit 1s. And then this was the trade of the week. Sent this trade on GBP CAD, right? So here I am, 30-minute time frame. Basically, we swept this weekly low. Price pushes up. We get a break of structure. We have this order block that I used as the entry point. Stop still below the low. Take profit 1 this high. Take profit 2 here. I end up adding a third take profit here, which I'll show you guys. And then final take profit there. And let's go ahead and show you guys that on the chart. Go to GBP CAD. All right, let's go to the 30-minute. So here we go. Sent that chart out as price was pulling back. Price literally taps right into that order block pretty much perfectly, almost to the pip. And then within this 30-minute candle, price runs up. We hit take profit 1, remove our risk, stop to break even, take partial profits. And then up here is take profit 2 getting hit. I add take profit 3. I'll show you guys this. I said I want to target this fair value gap as take profit 3. I obviously put a level in here that doesn't get hit. You could have pulled out profits right here at the fair value gaps, which I did. Doesn't matter either way, because price eventually does pull back and run through that level if you were waiting for that level. And then eventually take profit 4 was hit as well. Beautiful trade. Obviously, our take profit 4 was perfect because we ended up selling off from there. Just looking at this, sweep of liquidity, breaker block right here, fair value gap. So, yeah, great, amazing trade. This was definitely the trade of the week. Almost, what was this, 90 pips, almost 89.7 pips. So, yeah, definitely trade of the week as far as all that goes. And then just to show you guys everything being called on the Discord, there you guys go. It's all right here. So this is us every week. looking at Forex trades, looking at S&P 500 trades. This was our total for the week for Forex, 6 stop losses. I'm sorry, 6 take profits, 2 stop losses, 122 net pips gained, and then adding that to our total for SPX, we have 312 total pips gained, on the week. So I'm not sure how long this video was. Looks like it was pretty long. So I appreciate it if you guys, if you made it all the way to the end of this video. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know in the comments. Give me some feedback on this. If if you liked this style of video, I know it's a little bit longer, a little bit tedious, but if this is helpful for you guys to see the thought process behind every single setup and every single trade that we're taking, then I'm definitely game to pump these videos out once a week over the weekend or whatever. So with that being said, appreciate you guys, and let's get ready to crush it for a brand new week. Peace out. Talk to you guys soon.